Hey, this is Matt. I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, which is the value of social media to business. Now, if you've read my blog for very long at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of social media. I work on driving the social media strategy at the company that I work for. It was a core part of the startup that I worked on for 2 years. So I've drank the Kool-Aid. I have the religion. I believe in the power and value of social media. But my hang-up comes when you have to articulate that to someone who doesn't get it, right? And so I've been asking this question of some of the people that I know that are real thought leaders in social media. They're people that I respect a lot, and I'm sure I've been driving them nuts, honestly. And the funny thing is I don't get an answer back. And so I wanted to put that question out there and see what other people thought, because to me, the way we've used social media is we build very strategic relationships. For us, it's not about, and I don't believe it's about lead generation. I don't believe it's about using it as a marketing megaphone. I believe it's about building those core relationships and building trust. And so there's a lot of great books out there. There's Trust Agents, which talks about that concept. There's The Woofy Factor, which talks about the social capital and that concept. I've been reading Brian Solis's book, about Engage is what it's called. And there's a piece in here that I wanted to read just because it talks about where I think it gets closer, and it says, it's the idea of unmarketing that inevitably extends all of the goals and objectives merited by traditional marketing while also elevating the experience for everyone else on both sides. Now this is the part that I think is interesting. And invariably stimulating advocacy in order to expand your presence and impact in the mainstream and distributed communities that influence perceptions and decisions. So the business value there is to influence perceptions and decisions. Now, how do you do that, right? So the other interesting fact that I heard the other day was that Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google, stated that every 2 days we generate as much information as we did from the beginning of time till 2003. If you think about that, I mean, the volume of information that you see on the internet that users are generating, a lot of that, he said, was created from user-generated content. So the level of noise is dramatically increased from what everyone hears. So how do you filter that noise? How do you prioritize that noise? Well, you listen to your trusted network of advisors. So from a company's perspective, if you're involved in the conversation that's relevant to your business, whatever that may be, and you have relationships, key core relationships in that environment, you're able to let people know what your company does, what you believe your brand is. And if they trust you, they will communicate that same message. If you demonstrate that your company does those things, they will communicate that same message, and they will become advocates for you. So I really want to put the question out there, what do you think that social media is used for? Why is it used for business? What is the value? So when your CEO walks up to you and says, Matt, what is great, you did all that social media stuff, it looked like a lot of good stuff, what was the value? And I've had that question, and it's been hard for me to answer at times because they're very intangible things that our relationships have achieved for us. They get us into shows we wouldn't have other gotten into. They get us relationships of experts that do podcasts and webcasts and white papers for us. They're people that are advocates for us out in the community. But when my CEO asks that, he wants to know, what did you sell? And that's where I have a hard time making the link and really showing the value, because while more and more people are saying, yes, we need to invest in social media, I'm not sure that it's directly connected in a lot of cases to what is the return we're getting for that. And maybe it's in the brand and awareness category where it's early in the funnel, but I think fundamentally the model is changing. And so I want to get your opinion. What do you think? If your CEO asked you why social media for business, what would you say? What would your answer be? I've asked this question to some experts and haven't gotten an answer. So I'm really looking for feedback and a conversation on this, because it's something that I'm really passionate about and I really want to understand better. So if you have thoughts, please leave them in comments. Email me, Twitter, ping me on Twitter, whatever. I would love to have a conversation if this is something you're interested in. I appreciate it. Thanks.